we're going to be streaming some Wizard of Legend on our Twitch channel this morning at twitch.tv/TRG podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for checking us out over on youtube.com/TheReformedGamers. Like I said, we're going to be playing some Wizard of Legend, this new game that was brought out by, I forget the developer. It's Continent 99, but there's a Humble Bundle was involved in making this game, so it's interesting. And this is a game that was recommended to me by several dear listeners, saying, they let me know, hey, this game just came out, and this might actually be a game up your alley. And so I was curious about it, watched some videos, put it on my Switch, played it while I was on vacation, really enjoyed the game, and so now I'm here to showcase the game here on our YouTube channel and on our Twitch. Let me just make sure a few things are running. We are good to go, so let's just go ahead and start the game off. Now, the cool thing about Wizard of Legend is that it can be a multiplayer game, so you can do two-player split screen. You can do versus where you fight each other. Really cool game, really fast-paced game you really get in this preview. But we're going to start a new game here, single player, because it's just me. And my dog can't use a controller, so we're not going to give him a controller. At the start of the game, you wind up in this museum. I love to come by to relax and feed the birds. Oh, that's cute. If you're looking for the Museum of Lenova, it's just up ahead. So, you start off in this museum, and this museum, it's just fun to watch that guy. He's like a ninja. So, as best as I can describe this game, there is this museum, which is where it kind of honors these wizards of the past, of a bygone era. And they use these different things called arcanas, which reminds me a lot of Doctor Strange. But these wizards would get together to go through these chaos trials, and the person who would make it to the end of the chaos trials would become the Wizard of Legend. And let me see here with someone, blah, 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 blah. So these wizards would duke it out, they would fight, they would train to go through these trials to become the Wizard of Legend. And this museum that we're in has a simulation of that. And so as you go through and you're talking to the different information kiosk people, you get gifted these arcana that they say are just like simulation. They don't actually hurt people. They're really just kind of like visual effects. And so you can almost imagine it being kind of like VR, so to speak. And so, well, what's cool about this is that this game, as you go through the different exhibits and read these things, it gives you a glimpse of the things you can do in the game. And this right here is one of the signature ones. It's like a special move. So it gives you an idea of what you can really do. It's kind of like when you play an MMO with a friend and you see your friend who's super high level and you're watching them do these cool moves. And you're like, man, I want to do that someday. And then you level up and all that. Similar concept here. So it has a really unique way of showing you the game, teaching you the game, and giving you something to look forward to, so to speak. So you pick these things up, and your bar up top gets full, and then you press your superpower, Super Saiyan button, and then you do that. And you get different moves throughout the game. Now these guys, these are the bosses that you will have to fight later on in the game. These are called the council members. So they're masters of their chosen elements, fashioned for trials, blah, blah, blah. You see you've got fire, you've got earth, you've got ice. One thing I like about this game is the different effects that they put on the different moves and characters. Like, I love how her hair looks like fire. It's so cool. Because if you do this, see, they don't hurt people. but it looks like the different things you got. And as you go through here, it's showing you the different kinds of enemies you're going to come across. So you got the magic user, you've got the ninja thief dude, you've got the warrior. So you got some pretty cool things. Then you got the chaos arcana stuff, which is like, you know, I haven't even come across this in the couple hours I put into the game. You got chaos gems, which really, let's be honest here, this is like Sonic or the Infinity Stones from Avengers. Actually, you use those as currency to level up your character and whatnot. So see, now they have an interactive course in the museum to give you an idea of what going through these things would be like in the game. So we'll just go through here, pick things up. The thing I just picked up is a little, it's a helpful kind of sprite thing that will freeze enemies like that. So you can see the game gets pretty frenetic. And as you go through, you'll pick up these different items, like the frost fan I just got. You can also push it. There we go. So this is basically what the game's like. It's going to show you how the game kind of works. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. So this game, so they can get pretty challenging, and they change up every single time you go through. Excuse me. And so what's cool is that it has roguelite elements where it's procedurally generated every time you go in. So no two runs are going to be the same, which is fantastic. You collect your chaos gems, you use those to level up your character, to buy different things like your wizarding cloak. That each cloak actually gives you a different buff or boost. So they're not just cosmetic. They look cool, but they're not just cosmetic. And of course, these are the chests you get. And these are actually introducing you to characters you'll come across later on in the game. Like this chest actually holds all of your relics. Relics give you different boosts, different perks, and things like that. The wardrobe is a lot like the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast. Opens up, stores all your cloaks. Fantastic stuff. Then you have your Arcana book that keeps track of all the moves you know. I'm intentionally avoiding words like spells and all that because I know people who are Christians, you know, and then this kind of stuff upsets them, makes them uncomfortable. Though I would question if that's you, why are you watching this video? But as for me, I grew up on Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Narnia, all stuff that had magic in it, and it has their own uses. Star Wars even. So what I like about this game is that it's more of I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But anyway, so you get to the end of the museum, you come to this insignia of legend. It has a ceremonial use about the stuff, crafted directly from chaos energy, and then all of a sudden, boom, it breaks out. And see, when I first played this game, I was like, man, I wonder how they're gonna do this. Like, I get that the magic stuff isn't real. I wonder if there's gonna be a tournament in the museum. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. And then I saw this, and it kind of flipped everything on its head, and I was like, well, now I don't know what to expect. So here we're introduced to the different characters that will aid you as you go through the Chaos Trials. So you have Varus here. They give you 100 Chaos Gems to get started in the game. So then you get to go through and talk to the people. So Ward over here again is like the character from Beauty and the Beast that holds all of your clothes. So you have two different ones you can choose. We'll go with blue for TRG here. Then Mimi is a character that holds all of the different relics that you have. So you have a museum ticket, which doesn't really do anything. You have the freezing sprite, which is what we used earlier. We'll actually equip that. It's pretty handy. And then over here you actually have in the ring that if you're playing with friends, it increases the damage and movement speed that you both do, or that you do at least. I think your other friend has to have that equipped. And so you have a gallery that lets you choose the different arcana moves that you have. That's basically it. That's it. Those are the characters that you'll meet. These will open up as you play the game, and so we'll continue on out here to go to the plaza. So here is where, this is basically your hub. This is where you can buy relics. This is where you can buy new moves. What is that? Blazing Lariat? That sounds cool. Ion Stalwart Defenders. I mean, you can go through here and buy these different things and use those. And when you buy one, the appropriate character shows up, so you can actually change that right then and there. So as you can see, we have a few different things here. Rebounding Icicles is actually a very good move. Generate a charged orb that syncs up with nearby orbs before releasing a stream of lightning. We'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so here's the different cloaks. Now, this is definitely TRG blue. Look at that. TRG blue right there. We're going to pick that up. I'm going to talk to Ward. Equip that. And so now you can see what kind of stats you get. So it increases your max health and increases defense. And each of these will do that. Now, the thing is about getting Chaos Gems, it is going to take a while. Your Chaos Gems are pretty expensive. But you'll see how you get those here in a second. Let's get these Mercury Sandals and see what those do. So it's a defense buff. Increases movement speed. Okay. I don't know how well that's going to help me, so I'm not going to equip it just yet. We'll see if I need that later on. So here's different characters that you can talk to. The knight's going to stop you because he's like, you're not a wizard or whatever. Then he sees, he's like, whatever, you're good to go. So we're going to go in here and start the game off. And now every time you go into to start the game, you're going to see this menu here. It's going to show you kind of what it's doing, how it's building the different tracks and things of that nature. And yeah. So here we are. Oh, by the way, the order that you fight the boss in is different every single time. Sort of. You'll see. So basically what you do is you go through here, you fight these enemies. Okay, I already don't like the charged ion. Yeah, I don't like the charged ion. Okay, we'll have to change that next run. Then you come across these characters that sell things to you in the middle of the run. Very helpful stuff. You can also run through and break their items they have. But if you look in the side of the screen here, so you have a map, and then below that you have 3 enemy skulls that shows you how many enemies you have left in the game, or at least gives you an idea of how many are left in the area. Yeah, charged ion is way too slow for my liking, so we'll swap that out later on. So you go through these areas, you just explore, you try to find where the boss room is. There we go. And so here's the boss room. We've actually already found it. So we'll go ahead and jump in because I don't expect to beat it even if I have several items in place. Actually, I don't know. That charge move is kind of doing some work on the boss. But basically, this is where you just kind of learn the attack pattern of the boss, and then you just do your best to avoid his attacks, wait for that shield to go down, and then you attack. There we go, we'll hit him with the Super Saiyan move. Oh, yeah, well, okay. I didn't expect to beat him on the first try, but definitely did. Really? I just bought those, and now they just gave them to me for free. This game. And at the end it shows you that your stats, how much of the map you explored, how much gold you got, gems, how long it took you to get through, total points, all that stuff. So you go through 2 dungeon areas before you get to the boss. And then eventually when you get to the end, you become the Wizard of Legend. From my understanding. At least I haven't been good enough to get there. Like I said, you can play this game with a friend, split screen, and have some fun with it. One of the folks, one of the dear listeners who recommended the game to me, actually mentioned that this is a good game this is a game that he plays with his son, and they have a lot of fun playing it. Let's see how far we can get. Before we can dive. I don't know why I said dive. We'll see how far we can get, and then if we beat the boss, we'll try to get to the first boss today. And then if we don't beat the first boss, then that's okay. We'll do that later. Ooh, that's a red one. I haven't seen him before. I'm just gonna run away from him. Oh, whoa, okay. He can burn you. So I get a couple coins? Alright. But as you can see, it's kind of... It doesn't really reward you with a lot of chaos gems at the when you're playing. And the coins are only good for the dungeons that you're running in, so you can't actually take those back to the plaza with you. So as far as getting new moves, getting relics, buffs, and all that, it's pretty much relegated to getting the chaos gems. Now these ones here that you can pick up, you can use these in the... But you don't actually get to keep these. So we'll buy this one. So now my dash move leaves a decoy. Games of Steel in the chat, he says, Haro, me like the art style. I like the art style too. It reminds me a lot of Hyperlight Drifter. So of course, each time you discover a merchant, they have a portal that opens up back to the boss, and I was not expecting these guys to be here. Take these out. These pylons are actually, when there's at least 4 of them, major pain in the rear, especially when they're coupled with a group of enemies, because then it's just really, really hard. Alright, let's go this way. So here's another one. Now this guy, he's a little more tricky because you give him one of your moves, he shuffles it in along with these. Or no, he just gives you these new ones that you can then pick at random. And sometimes you'll get a good one, sometimes you'll get a terrible one. Let's find out. Cardis Prime. Let's see what that does. Oh. Okay, that's actually really cool. I will definitely take that. Alright, let's go. I'm trying to see what other places I haven't discovered just yet. So I think we'll just go up here. That's the wrong way. We'll go up this way. Try and fight this other boss. And see how that goes. There's one other merchant I'm missing, but let's just go ahead and fight this guy. Oh, it's one of the knights. These guys are actually really hard. Yeah. I didn't have enough health anyway to last for that fight. I didn't figure that would work. So then when you get taken down, you come back to your home base. And as you can see, it's opened up quite a bit. So you can train a little bit, you can try different combos, you can talk to these characters to switch things up. I'm actually going to get rid of this because I didn't like that move. Conjure a series of icicles that cascade out and return to you. We'll use the Dragon Arc. And so like I said, the stuff that you buy in the dungeons, you don't actually get to keep. You just get to use it during that run. So that part's kind of frustrating. I wish you could keep that stuff, but unfortunately you cannot. So won't complain about it too much. Alright, Games of Steel asks, so are you constantly changing and tweaking your moveset? Yes. On the Switch, I was constantly switching things out. Pun intended. I was constantly switching moves out and trying to get a feel of like what works best and what works together. And I think I got a pretty good set on there. I think there's one move I need to tweak because it just doesn't feel right. But when you use them, like for example, this is the original set you start with. When you hit it with a 3-hit and then finish off with the Dragon Arc, it's a really good combo. So you can do that and then finish it off with your signature attack. So if I had that magic meter up there fully charged, that would be a devastating move. It would wreck an entire room. So yeah, you're constantly tweaking stuff to get a feel, to get to find the set that works best for you and your playstyle. He also says in the chat, the combat looks weighty and smooth. It is. Depending on what moves you have, it can be pretty clunky, or it can be buttery smooth, or it can be a mixture of both. But let me see here. So I've got 15 of these. I can get a new relic, or I can get a new move. Shock Assault. What is that? Curious. What does it do? Let's see what that does. Okay, so it's one of these. It's another lightning move. That's the one we just had. Ride a bolt of lightning to shock foes in the area. Yes, please. So as you see, when you buy one cloak, it replaces it with another. And like I said, these all do different things. I'm going to talk to these people because it's whatever. So it's generating the level for us. We'll do another run or two before we finish up. Oh, we're in here. My bad. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, dead end. I'm not gonna go that way. I was running into it, I was like, let's go, and then ran into a wall. There we go. And also, you can level up your moves, I believe, twice. I think is the max that it'll do. I actually kind of like that move. So here you have the Golem, which he actually hits pretty hard. But he's pretty easy to dodge too because he's, you know, big and slow. Oh, that's cool. You actually dash into the fight. Okay. You know what, guys? Now, I will say the one thing that does make the game a little hard is sometimes when you're trying to attack, you have to always be moving the control stick in the direction you want to hit. Otherwise, you're more than likely going to miss. So kind of like what we saw in this last section here in this room when I hit my signature move. It fired one blast at him, and then I let go of the control stick, and it just shot in whatever random direction. So you always have to be aiming in the direction you want to hit. Yeah, I actually really like this lightning move. This is pretty cool. It's a good stun move. So here you have these, but I don't have enough gold to really buy those, so we're not going to worry about those right now. Take these. Oh, come on. Oh, not the fire guys. Come on. Oh, and they have the Dragon Arc move? Ooh. There we go. There we go. Just like in Dark Souls. Knock them off the edge. Oh, that didn't work. That worked. That was a good little, that was a good move. Okay. But see, and the thing about this game that I actually really like, that some roguelikes, it can be pretty annoying. Oh crud, I'm probably not going to make it through this. But some roguelikes can be really frustrating to play. This one, even though you might do several runs and you'll keep dying and going back to the plaza, it never feels frustrating. Like, it always feels fun. It always feels fresh and just a blast to play. There have been times where I will play this for a couple of hours, even though I'm getting destroyed. But it's just so much fun. Like, I don't know. There's just something about the way the combat is, the speed of which you can just go back in and everything. It just loads everything so quickly, kind of like how Celeste does that. That didn't make any sense, that whole tangent. But it's just the way that it's structured and is built around kind of getting you to do just one more run is so well done that it's reminiscent of Celeste, and that it keeps you going. And the way that the dungeons are different each time. I mean, look at that. We're going after the ice dude now. So the way that it changes things up constantly keeps it fresh and exciting. And the enemies change every time too. Like, there'll be some runs you'll go through and you'll encounter an enemy that you haven't fought yet. Oh. Okay, these spear dudes are kind of my weakness. When they shouldn't be. They're really slow, but... Nope, that didn't work. There we go. I'll just start dashing behind them. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. Games of Steel says, I mean, who doesn't want to ride a bolt of lightning? Exactly. There we go. Nope, here's the dungeon, or the main boss area. I don't want to fight him just yet. I want to go see if I can find some merchants real quick. And we'll go from there. What the? Okay, why is my move not working? I'm trying to do the lightning. These guys just ate all my health. Good grief. I was trying to do my my lightning move, but for some reason it wasn't. I'm not. Yeah, I'm dead. That's weird. Okay, so I'm actually gonna get rid of that lightning move. I'm gonna need something a little more long range. So I think I'm going to go back to the... Oh, where'd he go? I'm going to go back to the Dragon Arc. Just need something a little more long range. Actually, did I get a basic one? Nope, not dash. Basic. Here we go. Nope. On the Switch, I have a basic. Excuse me. On the Switch, I have a basic move that shoots out streams of water. So you're kind of like a water bender from Avatar. The anime, not the terrible movie. And that's pretty helpful. I found that long range is kind of more my style, because I'm not quick enough to do dodges and stuff, so I prefer to fight from a distance. Of course, I say that and I just ran into this group of enemies. There we go. Oh no, there we go. Oh, okay. I'll get him out of here. Oh, middle. Again, I really am starting to not like these guys. Why do they hit so hard? Okay, so here's the boss room. I think I saw a merchant down here, though. And nothing that I can really use except for this health potion. So we'll use that. Nope. Oh, okay, we need to get rid of this archer. Okay, this guy is just... The thieves are really hard to fight because you can't really attack them until they get close to you. There we go. There we go, I got a 15-hit combo on him. Oh, started sprinting at the last minute, and so he like ran into the knife. There we go. Done. Got him. So there we go. So yeah, guys, that is Wizard of Legend. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off here just because we are running close on time. So those of you that joined on twitch.tv/TRG podcast, thank you for checking us out. Hopefully this preview helped you get an idea of the game. Maybe gave you some incentive to pick it up, especially with the local multiplayer feature. If you're watching on youtube.com/thereformedgamers, thank you for checking us out. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload and things of that nature. And don't forget about the show that we have every other week, The Reformed Gamers, where we play games from a biblical perspective and talk about things in gaming culture. Well, until next time, dear listeners, GG and amen.